Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We're back another Tuesday night in Sauble Beach for the Classic Car Show. I'm here with Morley, one of the show marshals and leaders of the team here that run the show. Morley, tell me a little bit about how long you've been in Sauble Beach and about your beautiful car behind us.
I've been in Sauble Beach, I guess, all my life. I was born and raised in Wyerton, and then I ended up being at Sauble Beach since about 1980 in the summertime, and so I've never really left.
And how about this nice car sitting behind us here?
This is a 1958 Buick Special, and it's a four-door. The actual, back in those days, a four-door was a Riviera, and then later on they called the Riviera its own model. But anything that was a hardtop, and this is a four-door hardtop with no post, so it makes makes it a little more rare.
And where did your love for car collecting start? Do you remember that?
It started with the previous owner. And George Vassy, he used to live in a cottage just down the street, and he used to toss me the keys and said, anytime you want to drive it, take it out for a drive.
And you kept taking it out eventually?
I just kept taking it out, and then finally, well, he passed away, and I bought it from his wife.
So I'm seeing that there's no gear shift in here.
No gear shift.
And there's a little knob on there.
It's called a Dynaflow transmission. It also doesn't have gears. So as soon as you start off, it just keeps going, and there's no gear shifting at all in the transmission. And it has actually got two transmissions. One is for low and reverse, and then you go into the Dynaflow transmission.
Okay.
They didn't like them in the 60s because they went to hot rods, and this thing doesn't have a lot of get up and go like for squealing tires or anything.
It's more of a cruiser.
It's a cruiser. So yeah, that's the basics of the transmission. There's a lot of extras on here. Back in the day, they never had, the car dealers never made money on the cars. They made it on the extras.
Okay,
so
is
they
that
charged you for, a lot of extras. There's power steering, power brakes. They charged you extra for the clock and the radio. This even has cruise control.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that one of the first cruise controls?
No, it isn't. But it was one of the first because the cruise control was actually driver control. So you set it for 60 miles an hour.
Okay.
And as soon as you hit 60 miles an hour, the worst sound you ever heard comes out from the dash to stop you from going any faster. So I got it set for 100.
So then it just makes a noise, but the car could actually go faster.
Oh yeah.
So it's basically speed control.
It's driver control.
Yeah, there you go. It's not like a Tesla that's driving itself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. Anyways, this is an awesome car. I'm really excited for another Tuesday night. So let's take a tour. We're gonna have some sun, sand, and classic cars. Okay, we're here with Ed and his 36 Chevy pickup. Ed, this is a totally unique looking truck here. I've never seen anything like it. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it's one of one. It's basically started as 7 bushel baskets of parts. The cab, the doors, the hood, and the front cowling basically is what we started with. It's got a 88 Blazer frame in it and rear end, Mustang 2 front end. Simple Chevy 350, automatic, posi-track, 355 gears, air conditioning, because I'm an old guy.
AC, did you put the AC in yourself?
I put everything in.
Definitely helping on a day like today.
Yeah.
So you had 7 baskets of, I'm not going to call it junk, but
stuff.
Found treasures.
Stuff.
And you built this whole thing.
Yeah. I had one of my friends help me with a whole bunch of the sheet metal work. He was a better welder than me. So everything from here down, this is a reproduction box. Everything from here down is handmade in the garage with no fancy equipment. The fenders, this is just an extension to move them out to cover the wheels rather than narrow the rear end. And the only reason it's got a hydraulic tip box on it is because if you see the gas filler cap in there, I didn't want it to stick out through the box. I couldn't find a good place for it. But you'll love this. I went to the wreckers, and for 150 bucks, I bought an old wheelchair lift out of a 1960 van.
And that's what you put in there?
Swung it out, and then set it down. You put the wheelchair on it. Yep. I took it out, They charged me 150 bucks for it. It's all the mechanism that runs this, all the electrical and everything is just stuff from the wreckers.
That's incredible. And did you do the whole interior as well?
Yes, the interior, I got a quote of $20,000 plus the material, and I don't have that kind of money. So this is my $800 job, so don't be too critical. It's got a seats out of a Pontiac Venturi.
Okay.
The door panels are original. I put electric windows in it.
The AC, of course.
The AC, the dash had been cut out of it when I bought the body. So that's just a piece of aluminum covered with material and new gauges.
What are those switches down in the center?
Oh, there's 5 switches. One on this side runs the window. The next one's the tip box. The next one's the vent. The 4th one is the electric tailgate.
Okay.
And the 5th one is the window on the other side.
So you even got the electric tailgate in there, right?
Yeah, it was part of those parts I bought for 150 bucks.
Amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah. But all the wiring just goes up through the box. You can't find any of it. It all just disappears.
That's amazing. And Kay,
under
did you
the
put
hood
this whole
here-
thing together?
This is 387 horse, actually.
Oh.
I had the motor built to put in it. Power brakes, power steering, air conditioning. The only real problem I had when I put it on the road is it used to overheat, because I love the look of it with the side panels on it. So back down to London, and about $1,800 later for a custom-made rad, fits in there, never overheated since. I don't know what else I can tell you about my truck.
How about the front grille here? Is there anything that's still original from the
This is
36
original.
pickup?
This is aftermarket, but the actual grille is original and it was in bad shape. So it's basically JB welded together, sanded down, and painted black. So to fill in the pieces that were rusted out. This is an original piece. The lights aren't. And the front end is just because I like the look of it. So it's welded onto the front of the Blazer frame just to make it look neat. It's 355 cubic inch, which is 10 thou bored over. It's got a stock crank, it's got a mild cam, it's got a set of Vortex heads that have been cleaned up, aluminum high riser, no, medium riser, and then a spacer to run the carburetor up. But it's only got a 500 carb on it, 500 cubic feet per minute. So it's, if you went drag racing, it's not enough carb. But the reality is, I ain't going drag racing at my age.
You say that now.
Hey, I've had everything that drag races.
I believe that. So do you tow anything with this thing? Does this
No,
truck
but
actually ever work?
No.
Or is it just show
My
a
wife
horse?
wants to get mulch in it, and the answer is no.
And then I see you name this thing Rusty Dusty. It says right there on the
named
back.
Rusty Dusty.
So where'd that name come from?
My oldest grandson just turned 18. He loves my old truck, and he when he was little, back when, you know, because I've been driving it for 7 years, and I worked on it for about 5 before that. He'd come into my garage, and all there was rusty parts laying around. So he'd say, "Well, what's going on, Grandpa? You're working on Rusty Dusty again?" I say, and he'd touch it, and, you know, there'd be dust fly off everything, and I just laughed, and I said, "Yep." So when I got it together finally, I thought I should name it for him.
There you go. And the name just stuck since then. And how long have you been coming to the car show here in Sauble?
Well, what's this, 2004. I retired up this way in 2000, and I've used to come sporadically. Now I come almost every week. So,
Thanks so much, Ed.
No
it was
problem.
a pleasure to take the tour.
You guys enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much.
It's a little hot. I'm hoping the wind comes up.
Okay, thanks Gary for showing us around this beautiful truck you have here. So tell me, what kind of truck, make and model is this?
66 Chev C10.
And what does C10
I mean,
mean?
custom 10.
Custom 10?
The custom has got the chrome.
So that's the
The
package
chrome
that
here,
it came with?
the chrome this, yeah. The farm trucks didn't have that chrome.
And this is the first year that they offered that kind
No.
of package?
No, I don't know when they offered it.
But this is so all the chrome bumper here,
Yep.
lights
Yeah,
on
they-
the side.
The 60, a lot of the older ones, they had painted grills, and
Okay.
painted bumpers.
Yeah,
They think that's fancy today because they paint the bumpers. That's to make them cheap.
right.
The chrome's expensive. That's the original bumper.
That's the original bumper there?
And I got it straightened and re-chromed. And then they added the bumperettes. They're options.
Okay.
And they added the chrome grille. It was aluminum, but I added the stainless.
And you added that on?
Yeah. That's to liven up the front end.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It's beautiful. What about the headlights here? These are original as well?
No, you can buy these.
Oh, okay, you just put them in. Right
Yeah.
on.
I used to have the same truck in a 3/4 ton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's got the 4-speed truck transmission.
What's
the
this
real-
one?
The real truck transmission with the Volo.
Yeah.
This truck was ordered new with the 410 rear end. And they took it out when they did up the motor. They took the 410 out and put a 273 in.
Okay.
273 is doing 1,500 RPMs at 55 mile an hour. So
Okay.
you're just idling down the road.
Yeah.
I've had this truck for 20 years, so.
Oh, yeah. This thing, you've had this for 20 years?
Yep. Been painted for 20 years. I've had it for 21. But I used to
Holy.
own a 3/4 ton. I had it for about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And we pulled the 5th wheel trailer with it.
I see this Wyerton Blue Water Cruisers.
Yeah.
Is that another
Well, they're
car
not
club?
up.
Oh, here's the trailer that you pull right here.
Yeah.
You can see
That's
that.
one of them.
The camper. There's a nice picture right on the Blue Water Cruisers jacket.
I pulled several different ones. A lot of people ask me, will it pull a trailer? It'll pull a house. Well, it's all original. When we painted it, we stripped it all and did everything. This guy that painted it is really fussy, so he stripped everything. I said, it's your truck until you call me. Do whatever
There
you
you
want
go.
with it.
And what's going on down here? You were talking about
That's
nowhere
original.
in Canada?
Yeah, that's original. You wouldn't find it. You wouldn't find a truck in Canada. It's all rusted.
Be all rusted out.
Look at the way the doors close.
But that's original, that corner there.
Yeah.
Still in mint condition.
Yeah.
Not a speck of rust on it. That's incredible. Yeah, we're gonna go for the bed here.
Yeah, I did.
Tell me a little bit about this bed. How long is it?
Everybody asked me if it's an 8-foot bed, and I said, no, it's 8'1".
8'1". There you go.
If you put 4x8 in it, you want to be able to get a hold of it. So
Yeah.
it's 8'1".
So you need the extra inch. What kind of wood is down here?
White ash.
White ash?
You should have known that right off.
I should have known that.
No, it's
I can
white
tell
ash.
just by looking at it.
They used oak
Okay.
in Detroit, but this is made in Fremont, California.
Oh, okay.
So they used Colorado pine. We're loaded with creosote.
So is there, depending on where the trucks were put together, they were using whatever local wood they had
Yep.
available?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's pretty incredible. Look at that.
In Canada, you're lucky that there's any of this left, because that's steel.
Because they just don't make it anymore?
No, you're lucky it's not rotted out of it.
Oh,
From
so that's all the original framing
Yep,
for the...
Yep. The truck's original.
That's incredible.
The guy bought this new in Phoenix, Arizona in October '65, so I think he must have ordered it new because it's a '66 truck. Anyway.
So you're the second owner of this?
Yeah, so he willed it
wow.
to his son in 1986. And his son put it on the internet, so I bought it 20 years ago, 21. And the guy I bought it from was Maple, north of Toronto. And him and his brother flew to Arizona and drove it home.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So you had a truck before this one,
yeah.
and then you had this one. Do you have any other classic cars?
I got a motorcycle,
Motorcycle?
1966.
Oh, that's pretty cool too. So I saw the jacket in there was for the Blue Water Cruiser Club.
Mm-hmm.
And you come to this show. How long have you been coming to Sauble to this show?
I don't know,
Just forever? Yeah.
whenever I want. There's a car show every night somewhere,
Yeah. Do you go to all of them?
or wherever I can.
Yeah, whenever you have the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, anything special about the truck that you'd like to share?
Take pictures underneath. Everybody looks at the top. Take
What's it
pictures
look like on the bottom?
like a new one.
Oh, really?
Look underneath it.
See if we can get under there. Should I crawl under there? Holy, it is clean. Look at this. How do you keep it so clean down here? Doesn't get wet.
And don't get under there washing it off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this never gets any mud or anything like that, eh? Well, this is a beautiful truck. Thank you so much, Gary.
Its color gets the attention because of its color.
Well, we appreciate you bringing it out every Tuesday.
Well, that's not paint.
It's a blue. What's that?
That's base coat, clear coat. It's not paint.
On the bottom?
No, the truck.
Oh, really?
Everybody looks at it as paint. All the new cars are base coat, clear coat.
Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know that.
Look at this.
Yeah, I see that. That's
Feel
like a
that?
perfect. Well, the thing is a beautiful truck. Thanks so much, Gary. And we look forward to seeing it again next Tuesday. All right, here we are with John and this beautiful custom Ford that you were saying you built yourself.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell us what's the make and model?
it's a 1941 Ford cab-over truck.
Yeah.
It was originally a big farm truck, is what it was.
And then
I bought it from a
souped it
guy
up?
that was restoring it as an original truck to use in the Army reenactment stuff, because they used these things in the war and stuff, eh?
Right.
So I bought it for the cab, so I took the cab off
Off of that.
and sold the rest of it and built the rest of it myself. So
It's basically you just
the
bought
cab,
the cab.
the cab itself is
And
original.
this is all completely,
Everything
custom
underneath
made.
the truck is I made it. I built it.
but this is all original here.
The complete body is original, hasn't been chopped or modified, and I just redid it all,
Yeah, like restored it.
restored it all, but it's the
So it
same
was
as
used-
it would have been.
So it's basically a movie star is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It used to be for reenactments.
Yeah.
So it was pretty beat up when you got it then, and now it's just looking pristine.
Yeah, I had to redo the thing. The guy had it restored as original, but not finished.
Right.
Partially done. So.
And you just
anyway,
finished it
I
up?
bought the cab really, and then built
Wow, this thing is
it
beautiful.
custom, and so you could drive it.
What is it? What's going on right here?
That's a
this
vent.
piece?
So you can push a lever inside, it opens up. So that's your free air conditioning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why you have no windows.
No, I just never finished it.
So soon
When
the
you
windows will
build-
come.
I do custom cars for people,
Yeah.
and you never have time to finish your own. Once it's on the road, you just drive it.
You just drive it, however.
Yeah.
So you don't even need AC then.
No.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So show us a little bit underneath here. This engine.
Yeah, so the frame is custom built, and the engine is a 351 Ford, and I try to keep it all Ford because it's
Yeah.
a Ford, and the overdrive automatic, and a Winters quick change rear end in the back of it, so you can change the gear ratio within minutes.
Oh, nice. And
How are you doing?
so in the original trucks, were these engines always right behind under the bed like that, or are
No,
they
the
supposed to
engine
be in
would
the
have been
front?
inside between the two seats there, like the old Econoline van. So right where
Okay.
that gear shift is, there was a big tunnel there, and the engine sat in there.
Can we pop our head in there?
Yeah. Yeah. So right where the gear shift is.
That's where the engine would have been.
It was the engine originally, but there's
Right.
very little room for your feet or anything.
Yeah.
It's like
Were they high up? They must have been pretty high
this
up.
truck this running board would have been probably here.
Yeah.
I lowered it probably 12, 14 inches.
Yeah. Well, it looks
Yeah.
cool. Looks nice and low.
Yeah.
So tell me about the tires here. This is probably the biggest tire I've seen on a truck
I think it's the biggest street tire that you can buy.
that you can buy, yeah?
Yeah.
So why these things?
Well, because it's a truck and it looks like it could have put dual wheels on it, but I just was
Yeah.
able to get tires the size of dual wheels, so I just put it
So
on.
you just threw those on
Yeah.
instead?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have the,
There's a little winch. You can use it as a hauler for stuff. I had a little vintage race cart that I had on it for
Yeah.
a while, and I
That you
just
just
used it to make it
bring
look
it
like it's a
around?
tow truck.
yeah,
It's not.
but it's not really.
No.
No,
Yeah.
this thing's a show horse, not a workhorse, eh?
It's a toy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the back light here. I see there's no reverse lights.
Well, there's no reverse lights, no, but there's actual tail lights on it. I can put the deck down for a minute.
Oh, look at those pipes.
I always try to go ahead, so I don't do reverse
Yeah,
lights.
yeah. Look at those exhaust pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, so the
things are
rear end
beasts.
is quite unique. It's out of a late model stock car that's
Okay.
run this track. So you can take that cover off the back
Yeah.
and change the gears in there and have a different ratio.
Okay.
So if you want.
And it's just easy access. You can do that whenever you want.
Yeah, and they do that for race cars because depending what track you go to,
Yeah.
you need a different gear to run a track. This
Right.
is not a race car, but it's sort of a conversation piece, you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah. And you never know. Maybe one day you'll get it out on the track.
I've changed the gears just because you go on a long trip, you want it to have better gas mileage, you can
Right.
change the gears within 5 minutes.
That's unreal. You
And it's
just-
got air ride on the back, so air suspension on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And then the plate on the back there that says Ford,
yeah,
that's on the bed here.
it's on the bed.
Where did you find that?
I had a Ernie's machine shop out in Parkhead.
Yeah.
And he does a laser cutter.
Yeah.
So he cut it out of stainless steel.
Oh,
as
so he
well
just
as
cut
the
it for
grill.
you? The grill as well?
Yeah. Ernie Abel. Yeah, so this grill is custom made as well. The
Oh,
same
nice.
guy did it. So
And
they
you
just
threw that on.
draw it up and they put it on there.
What about the
bumper?
bumper?
Is off a 39 Pontiac.
39 Pontiac?
Yeah. It
There
just
you go.
happened to fit the car. The original bumper was a big heavy
Big heavy one, yeah.
big heavy truck bumper. So
And this one, you just like the way it looks, so you threw it on there?
yeah, I just thought it would fit on there, and it does. So.
That
And in
looks
behind
amazing.
here is the radiator and all the wiring and stuff. So this is like a hood on a car, but it
Yeah.
it comes right off, eh?
Okay.
But-
You only got the one little windshield wiper, eh?
Yeah, that's the way they came because they were sort of a utility farm truck.
Yeah, yeah.
This truck had never been licensed for the road until I got it.
Oh,
It
really?
came out of the States, and
Yeah.
it was used on a farm there. And the guy I got the truck from brought it up from the States, did all the paperwork, and it had never had an ownership until he got it into Canada. And then I
Right,
put
and
it
then
in
had to
mine.
register
So the
it.
first time it was registered on the road was when I
No
finished
way.
it. So
So this thing, who knows what the history is of it, really?
yeah, it was on an orchard for its whole life.
That's incredible. That's so cool. So on the inside here, oh, you kind of, it's pretty well updated here. You got the Kenwood stereo in there, and what's
Yeah.
this, Pete? What's this right here?
That's a headlight switch.
Headlight switch, yeah.
It's got a aftermarket tilt column in it.
Yeah.
And the gauges are all, everything inside there's new virtually. Yeah.
This thing's awesome. And these seats, you put these seats in here?
Those seats are tractor seats from Princess Auto.
Oh, nice.
And I had a Steve over in Port Elgin that does
Yeah, yeah.
upholstery.
Yeah.
He reupholstered them for me.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's all new
Put all those in.
leather covers on it.
So where do you do all this work? You have a shop somewhere?
Yeah, just about 5 minutes up the road actually.
Oh, yeah.
I used to own the garage in Sauble here.
Okay.
Across from the old amusement park.
Yeah, yeah.
And when we retired, I just went home and started doing this stuff.
Doing this
But
stuff?
I built this truck before I retired.
Right.
We do custom stuff for customers and for ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
But
How long you been bringing this truck to the show here?
this will be the 4th year
4th year, yeah?
Yeah.
How long you been coming to Sauble for the show?
since I started it actually.
Okay, so forever.
I was one of the I was one of the initial guys that started the Tuesday night cruise.
Car
There
shows
was
when it
three
was
of
on the
us.
beach and
Yeah,
everything?
there was 3 of us that started it.
That's incredible.
And then more energetic people came along and took over. So that's
There you
good.
go. So what's changed? What's better? What's worse? What's different about the car show? When you started it here, it was on the beach, and now it's here on Lakeshore.
Nothing's really changed other than when we had it on the beach, it was nice because you could get more cars and
Yeah.
not interfere with the traffic or anything. It was strictly on the beach. Yeah, there's 3 of us just got together at a restaurant one time and decided we should do something, and we just picked Tuesday night. And we thought it would just be a few of us hang around and talk about cars.
And then just
sure.
grew from there. How long ago was that? 25 years? 26 years?
I'm not sure exactly what year, but 20 years for sure.
Yeah, at
20
least.
years ago, yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe more, but
Well, I remember when I was a kid having cars
You're
on
still
the.
a kid.
I know. When I was a very, very little kid.
oh, you
Going
remember
with-
having the cars in the beach?
Yeah, with my dad and checking out all the cars. And all
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was
So
cool.
I don't think there was anything before we started it.
Oh,
so
no.
it probably would have been when you were a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, when it first started.
Yeah.
So do you think the popularity of the show is growing in the last 5 years or so? Like since 2020? I feel like more and more people are coming to the shows on Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Before COVID and when it was on the beach, I think it was a bigger crowd. But
Yeah.
it's certainly coming back.
It's making a comeback.
Oh yeah.
I'm
for
getting
sure.
that feeling as
There's-
well.
Yeah, and there's more and more older guys getting into cars. Some young guys.
Yeah.
But not sure how long this whole thing's going to last. Cause
Oh, it'll keep going
Right.
for sure. Okay, so tell me, what inspired you to build this exact truck right here?
I've always liked this style, but I was at an automotive flea market one day, and there was a guy selling the die-cast cars, and he had a die-cast model of this exact truck.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and then I started looking for one. So that's how it.
So you bought the die cast?
I bought the die cast, had it for a couple of years. Finally found this cab and this truck so that I could build. And it doesn't replicate 100%, but it's
but it's close enough.
It's very close to it.
Yeah.
So I had that vision in my head what I wanted.
There you go. So you got a toy and you built your own toy out of it,
That's right,
basically.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we look forward to the weeks to come, all summer long, every Tuesday.
Yeah. All right.
All right, here we are with Dan and his 67 Firebird. He is Sola's choice of the night. That means he's gonna win a 6-pack of our Sola's brew. Dan, thanks so much for coming out tonight.
Wow. Oh, thank you.
No
I
problem.
really appreciate that.
Tell us a little bit about the car.
This has got a 400 block motor in it now. It had a 326, but it's the same block. It's now a 400 cubic inch. So it's a bigger body of the motor, but it's still got the 326 heads on it.
Okay.
It's still got and it still has the original carburetor, 2-barrel carburetor.
And did you put that in when you bought it or later on?
No, later on. Well, I had it came with the 326.
Yeah.
And my wife and I were out for a ride, and big white smoke was coming out the back of it.
Oh,
I said,
no.
oh no! I blew a head gasket.
Yeah.
It cracked the block.
Oh,
what
shoot.
happened was the little heater for heating you up in the wintertime, if you ever did decide to put it on, it broke. And when it broke, because it was original.
Yeah.
So when it broke, it drained all the antifreeze, so I had no coolant.
Right.
Overheated.
So just
cracked the block.
overheated, yeah.
So I found a 400.
Yeah.
It's come out of a 76 Trans Am.
Okay. So it fit in okay.
And then I had it rebuilt.
Yeah.
So that everything was new going back in it.
Oh, nice.
The heads were all redone over and the...
Yeah. So besides that, everything else original on the car?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look inside.
Yeah, sure. I put... that's the original radio, works.
Oh, yeah.
This one here I put in myself, and that has better music.
Yeah, of course. Got the Sirius XM and all that.
Amplifier and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The rest of it is all original. The seats in it, I bought the seat covers. You can buy just anything for these cars.
Yeah.
There's a place in Barrie that they deal with the states.
Okay, and then you can get any part you need.
Anything. Just about anything.
All right, so you got the nice red on here. Is that the original color?
No, it's not.
No, did you put it on or just get repainted?
It's got repainted. I loved the paint color when I got it.
Yeah.
So when it came time to paint it, I said they'll get the same one.
Okay, so you kept the same color as before.
Yes, but they didn't know what it was, so they had to get a computer and put it on there, and they would tell you what's the closest red to that color.
Right.
And it become a English car, I can't even think. Rolls Royce.
Oh, okay.
That's what they found, this color on a Rolls Royce, and that's how I ended up getting.
So that's the color
got
you
the
got.
color and put it on. It says exactly the same what I had.
That's awesome. Do you come out to the car show in Sauble quite often?
Oh yeah.
Every week?
I haven't been out every week.
Most weeks?
Most of the time we come out.
Well, this is an absolute beautiful car. Thanks so much, Dan.
Super.
This is your beer right here. That's for you.
Well, you're kidding. Well, thank you.
And it's cold.
Oh, and it's cold. Oh,
Thank you
that's
so much,
even better.
everyone.
Thank you.
And we will see you next Tuesday in Sauble Beach for a car show.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Since I retired, I've been struggling with loneliness. Some days it feels like the walls are closing in. But with your prayers, I don't feel alone anymore. You were there for me in the middle of the night when no one else was around.